Well, this is the final installment of my 1 of 5 video series to highlight challenges faced by brain injury survivors. As you know, this week, August 21st to the 27th, is Brain Injury Awareness Week, and I hope you've been able to learn something about brain injury that you may have not known before. Now, today's topic of discussion was not something that I wanted to do this afternoon because I'm in really a bit of a foul mood, and when I say foul, I'm quite dark and I guess in a bit of a depressive state. You would think that, despite being put in the media today, I was published in 9.com.au and the Daily Mail, funnily enough, that I would be on a high, and I'm so grateful for opportunities like that. And I was very happy this morning when I was able to share the news that I was being published to highlight brain injury awareness. However, I got a bit of shitty news this afternoon, and while most people will just sort of get a bit shitty about it and a bit angry and get on with their day, I actually take news or take things like that, and I then go and crawl into bed and don't want to get out of bed or don't want to do anything, for a few hours. And my husband said that it would be a really good idea to record this video now while I'm in this state to show that these feelings are real. So one of the challenges that we face as brain injury survivors is an increasingly heightened state of emotion, and those emotions, I'm speaking specifically about negative emotions, such as fear, sadness and anger. The two that I experience the most are definitely sadness and anger. And when I say heightened, I mean there's no in-between stages. It goes from 0 to 100 really fast. That's almost like the only areas there are. So not sad at all to being extraordinarily sad and unable to control yourself. That was me earlier today, and that sadness then turned into a dark cloud of sadness, which is sort of, I guess, engulfing me and just disabling me from functioning this afternoon and tonight. And this kind of sadness or these kinds of emotions play with our heads a lot. And so, I've spoken before about how I've been diagnosed with depression, and it comes and goes. And while, you can see that I'm, I function normally and I'm mostly positive most of the time, what you don't see is the depressive states that I still have to go through. And although today was a triggered state because something happened to me and then it enabled a sad state for me to be in, other days I wake up and I don't know why I'm in a foul mood. And I know that this can happen to most people as well, but with brain injury survivors, the feelings and emotions that we feel are definitely heightened. I'm sure that if you speak to somebody else that's had a brain injury, they can attest to it as well. So one of the challenges that we do face, with this kind of thing is that people don't understand why we react a certain way to certain things. So for instance, somebody might say something and then we will just go off our chains, and take it to a whole nother level where it didn't need to go, or, a complete misunderstanding of what was said. And that is based on, that 0 to 100 irrationality. And it's not something that's easy just to sort of flick on and off. If anything, over the last 7 years, my irrational state has been quite consistent. I go from 0 to 100 about a lot of things very quickly. I am aware of it, however, so I do recognize that when I go to 100, I am able to pull it back sometimes, and sometimes I can't. But being aware of it is probably the most important thing. So in terms of brain injury and, awareness around this particular area, just be mindful of those who have gone through brain injury, that sometimes their emotions are hard to manage and hard to stabilize, and so just be a little understanding when dealing with these kinds of people and their heightened emotions at times. So that concludes my Brain Injury Awareness Week. I hope that you have found them informative, and if you have a chance, please head to my website. It's leolarose.com to learn more about me and, of course, about brain injury and and what you can do to be more mindful about people that have gone through something significant like brain injury. Have a great weekend, everyone.